Hey. Okay. Well, I see a couple of folks are here. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, at least virtually. I am so excited for tonight. I think I'm just like bubbling over with energy right now. So many things to say. All the words want to pour out all at once. So I know what that means. That means there's a word here for myself too. So with that, I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Good to see you. Hi, Farmer T and Kiara. It's good to see you too. Taking a few deep breaths to start to ground myself. I think we're going to start with a meditation. Today's message is about death, about grief. There's so much of that in this space, and so I want to be sure to be grounded. Hi, Dakema. Good to see you. Also, if you sent me your payment for your reading and also filled out the form, it corrupted. So I do not see any folks' questions, but I do have folks who sent through Cash App and through Venmo. I have your name. So if you are okay with sharing your question publicly and you're here, just let me know. Angel, hey. Oh, is that Danisha? Hey. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to place my feet on the ground and my hands in my lap, palms facing up, because I want to receive something this evening. If you are in a space where you are comfortable and you're able and feel safe to do so, I invite you to do the same. Place your feet or your seat, your bottom to the ground, and your palms can be facing down for grounding or up for receiving. I just invite you, if you feel safe and comfortable to do so, to close your eyes and take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And this third breath in, as you exhale, I want you to imagine that you are in a safe space. That space may be your room. It might be a room of your childhood. It might be a beach. It might be a park. But just imagine that you are in a place where you are safe, where you can be grounded, where you can be rooted. For me, I'm always on the beach with my feet in the sand, my bottom touching the sand of the shore. And there in that space, I want you to imagine your spiritual power in the form of a white gold light pooling at the base of your pelvis. This light is pooling, it's swirling, and it's stirring, and it's not stirring in a harsh way, but in a soft way, a kind of way to wake you up a little bit. There, that light transforms into these strings, and these strings move from the surface of the earth from which you are sitting through the ground. They're moving through the earth to touch its center. There, you greet her. You give her gratitude. You give her thanks. You reciprocate all the things the earth has given you, that breath, that light, that good dinner you had, I hope. I thank you. If you're feeling a little anxious like myself, you might bring that anxiety, that sadness, that grief, knowing that the earth has the ability to take what might poison you and make it life giving. So here I give the earth these things and I say thank you. We say thank you. The earth exchanges what we give for that life giving power, and it comes back up through those strings, through the earth, to come back to that pool of our power in our pelvis. Mm, mm. Ooh, for some of us here, uh, there's like a tightness here, not much room to move. When is the last time that you nurtured your own power, that you saw it as true? Mm. And perhaps that dead thing that you have been nurturing mm, has you confused about yourself. Mm. You can let that go now. Yes, you can let that go now. Mm. It's okay. It's okay. You can let that go now. Mm. That power that's pooling, that turns here into a red light. That light that represents your root chakra, where you are here, you are rooted, you are grounded. This is where we will be today. We'll be moving between our root and our heart. Mm. And so, last thing we do before we open our eyes is we take that power that is pooling in our pelvis, that is swirling, and we invite it to move up the spine, up through our sacral chakra, up through our solar plexus until it reaches our heart. And we open our heart. We open that space. For some of us, we have been too afraid to let our heart break. Yes, even you, even you who has known pain as a companion, baby, it's okay to let your heart break. That thing that you are looking for, that love that you are seeking is on the other side of your heartbreak. If you could imagine your heart, the one that experiences pain and bruising but does not break, it is cracked, maybe falling apart at the seams, but without being allowed to be broken. You have to imagine How small does that desire, does that person, does that thing that you want have to be to fit through the cracks of your breaking but not broken heart? Heartbreak comes to expand your heart, to make room, to make room, to make room, to make room for the desires of your heart. You have to let it break. It's okay. It's okay. Pain may have been your companion, but that does not mean that it was your purpose. Hmm. I thank the ancestors. I thank the Most High God. I thank the Orisha. I thank our spirit guides. I thank them for being in this space and in this room with us. This room, in our rooms, in our respective spaces with us, in our heart space with us. I thank Ogun, the Orisha of the heart, for his work. May he open the path. Mm. May he clear the brush after Yeshua has opened the path for us. May our hearts be broken so they can expand. And with that, I seal this energy work. Ashe. So, the very, mm, I guess, simple, kind of pithy statement that was definitely for me that I was like, okay, time to share is that 2026 is the year of truth, the year of alignment. So, this past year, we have seen a lot of endings. We've seen a lot of death, right? For me personally, I lost the matriarch of my family, my grandmother. I've had to sit with the death of so many things, the death of dreams, the death of projects, the death of all the things that I thought I was supposed to do to fulfill my purpose, things publicly and not publicly. Um, these things I had to turn over to pass over to Oya and to pass over to death. And there would be times, right, where I found myself trying to revive a dead thing. I don't know if any of y'all are like that, like myself. You got some Taurus placements, maybe you got some Earth placements, and you feel like as long as you got a green thumb, you can make anything grow. But sometimes uh, things are diseased not because you did something wrong, but because the ground in which they're grown is necessarily fallow. Sometimes things don't grow or happen or work the way that we want them to because they're not supposed to. And yeah, I see Virgo rising, Virgo Jupiter. Virgo rising, that means, yeah, you expect to speak and things be. And when they don't, you are like, oh, it's me. And that's not always the case. Yes, Taurus moon and Cap. Oh, that Cap stellium, honey. Honey, what is a no to a Capricorn? What is a no to a Capricorn? Do they know what that means? Mm. But really, when I was like meditating, praying, divining upon this message, I got this image of those of us. who do spiritual work, right? Making ourselves akin to Dr. Frankenstein. And so I don't know if any of you are familiar with the story of Frankenstein, but how I tell it, which is not the official history, right, is there was this white woman who decided one day she was going to um, write a story about probably somebody she admired who did things like dig up dead people and chop them up and put them together and try to reanimate them. And some of you might know where I'm going with that. But for some of us, right, who think that the power of our spirits is best used for resurrection rather than for creativity, right? Rather than for revival, rather than for continuation, right? We might have confused ourselves with Dr. Frankenstein, right? We are digging in the graveyards of our past loves, digging in the graveyards of our past lives. We're digging in the graveyards of our families. We're digging in the graveyards of our jobs. We're digging in the graveyards. Some of us are digging in the graveyards of institutions. And we're picking up pieces of the dead and we are stitching them back together. Some of us got some really strong threads. Some of y'all learn how to sew from grandma or great grandma. So y'all really know how to put a stitch together. Right? Some of you might have watched your mama stitch up the dead, right? Or watched your daddy stitch up the dead before. You have some idea of how it's supposed to work. You place it, right? You place that dead thing, that piece together thing, right? You place it on that table, you hook it up to the lightning, and you are screaming at the top of your lungs. You're praying at your altar. You're lighting all the candles. You're applying all the oils. You are giving all of the offerings. You are giving all of the ebo. You are doing everything you can to revive this dead thing. And in some ways, in some seasons, right, that dead thing, it twitches a little bit, it moves, and you might not have seen no lightning from the sky, but you figured it was some kind of spiritual force that was keeping it alive. And spirit wants you to know that that dead thing was never hooked up to lightning. There was never no call from the sky that was going to come down and make it live again. What was animating that dead thing, what was causing that little twitch you saw in the corner of your eye, was your own good spiritual power and energy. You had hooked up your monster to yourself, and it's been draining you. It's been draining you. What you thought was the spiritual kind of a-okay to move ahead with this dead thing, to keep going with this dead thing, was the redirection of your own energy, your own power. And so the question today is, what dead thing must you respect? What are the things that are dead and gone that you are trying to revive in your own life, thinking that that is your power and your purpose? You were not put here to revive a dead thing. And though some of you do have that power, some of you have that resurrection power, it is better used for the things that you abandoned so that you could hook yourself up to your own stuff. The flip side of this, too, I think, or the kind of larger picture of this is embracing the clearing that a year of death brings, right? It brings grief, it brings sadness, but it also brings a kind of clearing to life. For us at an institutional level, That dead thing is our government, is our democracy. 2026 will be the year where everyone who has deep investments in hooking up the Frankenstein of the United States of America, the Frankenstein of imperialism, the Frankenstein of um, genocide, hooking that up to the spiritual power, to that energy, that power that we all carry through our investments in these institutions. There will be plenty of dead causes trying to make their way into our lives into 2026. And so the bigger question that we will have, all right, for all of us is what will we fight for? And again, that question of who are you trying to save? So I ask you again, are you holding on to dead things, scripts of old that you can let go of now? Maybe the truth was, and I'm speaking to myself here, maybe the truth was that you were the queen, the king, the emperor, the ruler of second chances. But now, this year, you had to let that die. You had to recognize the truth of people who would use you. You had to recognize the truth that sometimes the first chance is the only chance you need to understand someone's place in your life. What truths that were given to you when you were 3, 4, 5, for somebody 13, that you held on and you kept pouring your life giving energy into, saying, "This must be a reflection of who I am because someone I love said this is my truth." And yet, and still, that dead thing is sitting and is attached to you. My love, it is time to respect the dead, to let dead things be. This year will show you the truths that you can name as your own. But that's only if you release what is dying, what is disease, what is not yours from your hands so that you can hold your own destiny. And your destiny, believe it or not, is big enough for both your hands. Okay? It's big enough for both of them. You can't hold on to what's dead and hold on to what's yours. You have to let it go. Who can you call on for support in this? Well, I already mentioned the Orisha Oya, right? She is the Orisha of the dead. She is the guardian of the cemetery. She is the shout out to my nails. Thank you. Guardian of the cemetery. She is the one um who is petitioned and can be called upon to help you change. And so we're gonna read just a little bit from this book here about Oya for my folks who, yeah, Epa Oya, uh, and just a little bit about her so folks can be acquainted with who she is. And if you want to pray to her, to reach out to her, or you don't necessarily have to be initiated to call upon the Orisha, but to work with them and to be a child of them, you do have to be initiated. I do want to make that clear. But if you wanted to reach out to Oya and ask for her support as you transition, as you change, as you think about what is dead of yours that needs to be released, I encourage that. And I will say, be careful because I like, just to be real, like I had a situationship where I was like, oh, what's going on? The energy is feeling weird. Like, oh yeah, like what's happening, girl? Like, tell me what's good. Like, my life just feels so strange. I feel so drained all the time and I have no energy, no nothing. I didn't at the time didn't recognize I was trying to revive a dead thing. But yeah, I said, "Oh yeah, girl, come through, do what you do." And when I tell you, snipped that day, dead that day, it was gone that day. Oh, completely. Yeah, snatched out my life completely. It was literally that day. Like I woke up in the morning, said the prayer at 8:30 or something like that. And then by 7 PM, that nigga was gone. So I when you reach out to Oya, just know that she is the Orisha who is the strongest warrior. In my estimation, as a feminist, right? I'm always gonna say that. Um, and so you might call on Obatala for, some peace. You might call on Oshun for some sweetness. She's also a warrior as well. All right. But when you calling on Oya, that means you want change. That means you want things to shift drastically. And yeah, Oya is gutta. She goes straight forward. And sometimes that does include uh physical death. So just be in mind. Keep that in mind. But here, this is Jambalaya by Louisa Teish, and she has a little short explanation of who Oya is. And she says, Oya Yansa is the queen of the winds of change. See, she is feared by many people because she brings about sudden structural change in people and things. Oya does not just rearrange the furniture in the house. She knocks the building to the ground and blows away the floor tiles. She is the cyclone and the earthquake. Oya fans her skirts and blows the branches from the trees. Should she choose to cry, torrential rains fall on the earth. She is the mother of mind. She can impart genius, restore memory, or slap you with insanity. Oya opens her mouth, flicks out her tongue, and lightning strikes. She has 9 heads. She is the river Niger. No one can be certain of Oya's movement. No one can capture her smile. She is the mistress of disguises. Yesterday, Oya was a gentle lamb. Today, a buffalo trampling the earth beneath her feet. Tomorrow, she'll be a rainbow. Maybe. When Iku, death, hovers near, Oya listens for his rattle. She is La Dueña del Cimetario. Whirling Wind was the one who cast Ifa for 9 skirts on the day she heard the cry, Help, Oya, help me change. The human held to pain and said, My head is dizzy with ugly thoughts. My belly is hard with greed. My knees are weak with the weight of guilt, and the leaves will not cure me. Oya spun around on her toes. The human cried, What must I do for you, Oya? What is your price for my cure? Oya spun around on her fingers. Must I give you all my gold? Must I surrender my ego? Shall I beg your forgiveness? Oya spun around on her head. The human screamed and cried, Please, twirling woman, help me, help me. Oya flashed her dark mirror and said, If you wish release, human, simply look into my mirror and change. You who need courage, look into my mirror and change. If you desire wisdom, simply look into my mirror and change. Power can be yours if you will. Look into my mirror and change. And so the human looked into her mirror and changed. Oh, yeah, my head is clear, my belly soft, my knees are strong. What must I do to pay you for this wonder? Oya took a wide-legged step and she fanned her skirts just so. And all of the curing leaves fell from the trees and laid a path before the human. Whirling Wind was the one who cast Ifa for 9 skirts on the day she heard the cry. Oya smiled and said, "You who seek transformation need only look into my mirror and change." And so, in the year of truth, in the year of alignment, the year of recognizing the dead, right? Respecting them, leaving the dead where it's at, no longer giving your life, giving, life sustaining power and creativity to reviving that dead thing, that dead relationship, that dead job, that dead or maybe immature desire. It opens you up to a year of alignment, a year of maturity, and one that I think allows us to really recognize the difference between a kind of European sensibility around the exercise of power, right? That power over, that insistence that power means or is equal to dominion, right? Rather than an ancestral or an indigenous understanding of power as energy, right? Power as energy to move forward in a more collective way. And if you're really interested in understanding the differences in like a European understanding of power and a more African centered and African indigenous understanding, this book is a really great book to read. It talks about European philosophy, cultural thought, and behavior. And it is the best read on white people that I have encountered in my years. Because I just think that African philosophy really does it. But one thing for us to think about as we are leaving the dead behind and respecting them, respecting their place, is to think about what power is, right? And the ways that we have been trying to exercise our power in the past, and how that must necessarily change, right? Must necessarily change for what is already here and what's to come. And so the scholar Marimba Ani talks about on page 105 here, a particular definition of power presents itself in the search for European predilection, temperament, and need. Power is here defined not as the power to do, which results from the giving and receiving of energy from forces in the universe and through interactions with these forces as they manifest themselves in the various ways of natural being. No, a European understanding of power is instead defined as power over and is predicated on, or rather originates in, separation. That is the fanatical European objective. Power to do, right, seeks balance and harmony, whereas power over functions only through the modality of control. It precludes cosmic, communal, or sympathetic relationship. It is essentially political and materialistic. And so, right, if you think about the animation of dead things, right, the use and repurpose, particularly that story of Frankenstein, right, the kind of use and repurpose of all these dead pieces and parts, right, to animate them into a monster by which Dr. Frankenstein had control over. If we apply that metaphor to our own lives, right? These pieces, these parts of these dead things, whether they be things that we dug out of the graveyard of our families or dug out of the graveyard of our careers, dug out of the graveyard of our schools, dug out of the graveyard of our relationships, right? We stitch them together, we try to animate them not with the power to do or to grow or to be something, right? But with the power to control. Like for myself, right? That dead relationship where, okay, if I just give this person more love, more care, more forgiveness, more and that forgiveness, that's a word. Ooh, this flame just flickered a lot when I said forgiveness. More forgiveness, more money. If I give more time, right? It was not with the power to do, right? I did not want to let that person or let that thing be because I saw its death, right? I saw its failure as a signal of my own worth. I saw its failure as a signal of my own goodness, right? I saw this change or this transformation as a symbol that I am good, I am living in purpose, I am living in alignment. When in actuality, I was just literally circulating my own energy, circulating my own energy to sustain something that could only and was only purposed to die. And part of that is, I think, part of that is the reason why so many things in my life over the last couple of years have felt like these kind of revolving doors. And I don't know if you all have felt that since too, where you think you exit, you've entered into a new cycle, a new thing, and you get into that door and you do a couple turns, couple revolutions, and when you come out, you back where you started, or you might be a little bit to the left of that. And part of that is because, right, we're trying to change, right, these institutions, change these people, change these relationships, in efforts to control them. Because that thought of control, right, or that control in and of itself could be an affirmation of our goodness, of our worthiness. Mm. We are always already worthy, though. And that has been the lesson of 2025, at least for me. Ooh, I know some of y'all say y'all know about the revolving doors, period. For those of you who are coming on, if you signed up for a reading through the online form, it corrupted. I lost it. So I don't have your questions, but if you have paid through Cash App or Venmo, I have record of that. And so if you're okay with asking your question here, by all means do so. If not, if you would like a general reading, if you could just put it in the chat, I would be happy to oblige. But yeah, the last thing that I wanted to share before I move to the readings was a passage from, got you, Jasmine, a passage from the Hoodoo Book of Flowers. My Cash App is Bree Tynes, and I don't have my keyboard, so I can't type it, but it's dollar sign BRE TYNES. Okay. All right. I got you. Blue Saints Cannon and okay. Cool. So the scary thing about this next year is that well, I guess a general warning, I won't say scary thing. Is that for those of us who are still playing doctor, who are still playing Dr. Frankenstein, we are going to be in another cycle of continuing. And because of the things that are compounding on a collective level, the collective kind of spiritual warfare that is being moved through the bodies of folks who lead nations, let's just say that it is spiritually important and imperative to do an inventory of your life and to release those things that do not bring you goodness, that do not bring you growth, that do not grow you or mature you, because we do not want to be caught up in the principalities and the powers that are coming to bring justice to this nation and the others that are aligned with it. And so that is on an individual level. For those of us who have entered into cycles of the last 9 years, we have said we respect the dead, we move forward, we move on. Um, we might see a lot of new beginnings, new success, realignment with our destinies, with our re. Folks will be invited to initiations this year. Folks will be invited to deeper spiritual practices. For those of us who had great awakenings in 2020 and really doubled down on that, 2026 is a year in which prosperity that seems impossible comes. But it comes at the cost of not participating in the kind of white supremacist fantasy that you have power over death. And then, okay, US. Okay. So, with that being said, uh, Arthur Ricky Doc Flowers says in book 3, verse 21, Hoodoo Maturity, first verse. Maturity is a function of consciousness, awareness of who you are, awareness of your thoughts and emotions, how they act on you. Maturity deploys behavior appropriate for optimizing life experiences, awareness of destined consequence of who you are and what you do, always conscious of the high road, soul work in a relentless quest for your very best fa. Third verse. In your youth, you think yourself exempt from the rules that govern mortals, but life humbles you, delivers you from delusion. Youthful dreams are traded for more realistic life patterns. Maturity accepts what you cannot do and appreciates what you can. Maturity reassess just what a legacy is. You wanted to change the world. You barely changed yourself. You take what you can get. At all stages of life, be mature for your age. Upon birth, an old soul, upon death, a young one. Maturity is the harvesting. You have established yourself in your field, got stable relationships, a family. You, the generation that runs things, still healthy and strong, a player in the arena, top of your game. But wait, just because you mature today don't mean you mature tomorrow. Life is full of crossroads, and maturity is always a work in progress. It is only by grappling with your demons that you become soulful. You must be willing to subject yourself to searing self analysis and illuminating self consciousness. You must be willing to confront your demons, fears, anxieties, obsessions instead of turning away from them, trying to hide from them. Take heart, soulful young traveler. It is only dredging the shadowy depths that you become deep. It is only through digging deep that daylight soon come. Maturity finesses all conditions. It is maturity bless every endeavor with serenity of purpose. When all else fails, it's maturity see you through. It is Sojourner Truth to whom I will assign this task. What better guide than the Sojourner? When she first runs, she just want to be free. When she free, she want to be a force. Rename herself Sojourner. Rename herself Truth. To bring her down, use a fly whisk branched from the north side of a tree and prioritize the hard truths upon which devotee of the sojourner thrives. In my youth, I was susceptible to folk who questioned the ivory tower life of the artist. In my maturity, I no longer question this life Fa has chosen for me. I no longer question my power. I can only do the best I can with the blessings I have been given. I don't waste my mojo doing what somebody else can do. What I do, nobody else can. In my maturity, all I can do is be me. Remember this, O traveler. To all things there are seasons, and this is yours. Demoja. One thing that came to me to recommend, and so you can take it or leave it. If you're thinking about, okay, what kind of spiritual practices can I do to help me recognize the dead I might be using some jumper cables and hooking up to in my life, right? Trying to revive in my life. I think, of course, we have the Gregorian kind of new year that's coming in a couple of days, right? But we really have until the spring to help us really see what is dead, what is gone, what belongs to winter, and that kind of cycle of ending. But one of the things that I recommend is just a meditation with yourself and with your spirits, perhaps with the earth. If you're in a space where you have access to the earth, you can be out in nature. um, One thing that came across strongly was that folks, if you haven't been doing a regular spiritual bath process, doing one, but not just throwing any kind of herbs in there, making sure that you um, have cleansing herbs like hyssop, like rue, like sea salt, lemon, spring water. You can also add a shot of gin if you have it. That is just for additional kind of fortification and support. The biggest thing is time at the altar, wherever your altar space looks like. And then for those of us who have been spending a lot of time inside, a lot of times with our prayers, Spirit wants you to get out and shake some ass, some time outside, doing the things that you desire, and help move. For some of us, helping to literally move our pelvis, so that we can open up that energy center and invite new energy into our lives. I know for myself, a good a good shake, a good shake is always what helps me get in and out of, especially the sads, which are so rampant. I have shaked. Oh wait, you haven't shaked ass outside since college, or what? What's up? What? Mm-mm. Some of y'all got too much to not be shaking. That's all I'm gonna say. Respectfully. 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 Y'all got a little too much going on to not be shaking. That's all I gotta say. We Your spirits demand it. It's not just me. Okay. It's not just me trying to see it on the timeline. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. With that, okay. Spirit, I thank you. I thank you for the word. I thank you for the messages that are clarifying and edifying. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the loving forms of correction, the love that you provide. Hmm. So I think I have everyone down, but I just want to make sure. And Black Butterfly, I see you. Your message here. Okay. Okay, shaking ass at home though. Okay, okay, we can take that. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. You know, if ever you want to press record, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. Clearly, I am no better than a man, as they say. No better than a man. Uh, yeah, I do have capacity for a gifted reading. I have 10 down now. I think I can go up to 12. And Taniki, I see you. Hey, hey. All right. Whew. Mm. Makonderia. No sukoneishi. Desi ayamo koneishi de. Mm. Spirit, I thank you for a word for Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine, stop worrying. Stop worrying. Stop worrying. Yeah, 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 yeah. Honey, there is no pain that you have faced that you haven't healed from, haven't been able to heal from. What are you worried about? What are you concerned about? Don't you know that you, if anything, you will survive this? Mm. If anything, you will survive this. Your spirits want you to get real about what you want, particularly when it comes from the things that you ask of other people, those that are close to you. Yeah. But also, this love that you want, are you real about what you want? Like, whoop, I'm gonna pick those up in a minute. And not just like physically what you're looking for, but like actually, what do you want to feel like when this person is around you? What are the things that you want this person to say to you? And this also goes for friendships too. It seems, yeah, yeah, somebody is real strong saying you putting up with too much from people and you not being real about what you want. And then you're wondering why people are disappointing you. Yeah. 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 Okay. Sydney, I got you. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Stop playing. 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 And tell these people stop playing with you. Tell these people stop playing with you. Okay. All right. Uh yeah, so I pulled the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. The Queen of Swords, whenever I see her show up in a reading, I think about someone who how do I say this? She makes moves with a lot of thought, right? And a lot of fortitude. She's not just going after her desires in a kind of Queens of Wands way, which is like that fiery energy, that what I want is what I want and I'ma get it. No matter what. The Queen of Swords is a strategist. And so for you, this moment of change and moment of transition for you, particularly around the shift in the Gregorian New Year, right, is one where change is going to come quickly and you're going to have to keep tight account of your things and tight account of what's yours to hold on to and what's yours to let go. Some people are going to be trying to hand you things that don't belong to you, Jasmine. And particularly because you have a kind of maternal energy and you might listen and be like, "What?" There is something about giving things to you that you are able to breathe life and hope into a thing, right? Like that's mothering. Mothering can look at something on its last leg and nurture it back to where it is, right? And for those of us who've had the experience of the opposite, right, we understand and know mothering has the power to destroy as well. But for you, particularly with folks who are close to you who are not giving you what you want, not giving you what you want, you're going to have to be much more strategic and just say the thing, say what you want, and know that things are going to be moving quickly, particularly in the direction of relationships. So I pulled two oracle cards for you. The first one says a blessing in relationship. A current relationship is reflecting something that is wounded inside you, a wound from long ago, perhaps even from a past life. Look within, find the part of you that is wounded, and send it love. All will heal, and you will be stronger and wiser for it. A blessing from the beloved. Love unfolds your wings, and you fly high above the earth into the realm of heaven. Blessed by the light of her beautiful soul, you enter the emerald heart of the Divine Mother, which is full of eternal blessings. The world is your playground waiting to be explored, beloved. Mm, that's beautiful. Okay. I love that. I really though, I'm like, I just keep this like annoying feeling like, ugh, just like people keep playing with you. And I don't like that. I don't like that. The Gemini in me wants revenge. And Maya, I see you. I got you down. Okay. All right. And Tanikia, I see you say general reading. I just want to say I've been really enjoying seeing you on threads, seeing you get more active, seeing you pop your shit, as they say. It's been really lovely. Spirit, can we get a general? Mm, okay. Ooh, okay. It's lovely. Yeah. You have a truly blessed union, like a divine union. You and your wife. Like the reason why you two came together was not just because of the kind of personality, loving relationship. The way things happened was divine and ancestral because mm, it's not that like y'all are here to heal each other in that sense. It's not that like your purpose on this earth is to heal your spouse or their purpose on earth is to heal you. But the union itself is extremely healing and supportive. And it's one that uh, has lasted lifetimes. And so it's not just a coincidence that there's a familial connection, right? That kind of ancestral connection there, but it's a multi lifetime one. And so the thing that is pressed upon my heart and my heart space in this moment, right, are just the ways in which you are ensuring that you are protecting this. There are people in your life, um, and you might think of a person or two immediately, uh, who have gazed upon your union and thought that it was unholy. It was not sacred. It was something that should not be in your life at all. No, like no. And so they're trying to speak curses over your shit. And so I don't know, I know ways, a few ways to have dominion over people. I can't hex people. So I'm not gonna I can't, it's not in my soul contract. I cannot hex people, but I do know ways to establish dominion over enemies, and that's what I'll say. Um, but there are some folks who, yeah, and it's because of their own bitterness, their own thing. And so that dead thing for you is to let them lie. Sometimes folks are dead and they don't know it. Sometimes things are dead and they don't know it. Ooh. Oh, y'all are sitting together. Oh, hey. Hey. Yeah. Sometimes things are dead and folks don't know it. But then there's also, so yeah, there's like this really strong, just like warning. Fortify yourself, protect yourself. And you know, I know you as a hoodoo, you know ways to establish dominion over people who would make themselves your enemy. So and if you want some support, call upon the ancestors. Is no, no, no. This union is meant. It's like not just healing for you; it's healing for your ancestors, particularly the ones who were enslaved, who could not live openly. You have an enslaved ancestor who rejoices every time you get yours, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on the internet. Yeah, and the reason why she rejoices is because she was a breeder. And so, yeah, just lived a hard life and lived a hard life next to the woman that she loved. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. I was in a past life. I was a breeder, and yeah, I was a breeder on a plantation. And how I know that, I did a past life regression. And yeah, uh, so part of the reason why I'm shaped the way I'm shaped, I look the way I look, the way I move through the world, the kind of nurturing and maternal energy I have, it's a ripple through lifetimes. But for you, yeah, there's this, I don't know, it's like this lingering on this. So yeah, there's this like the way in which you choose your love, you choose your path, and you choose it despite the kind of the alienation from your mother, the separation from your mother, the separation from your family, right? This interestingly enough, right? If we want to make the comparison, right? The enslaved person is torn from their family ties and had to make life on their own. Right. And so this ancestor is one who moves with you and each and every time, right? You move according to your own desire. Uh, you are healing that deep pain that she felt um, in regards to losing a love and losing a child. So for you, I pulled the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. And I don't know what you do professionally. I'm not sure if you're planning on going back to school or planning on studying, or maybe that's a choice that you're making right now. You're trying to decide whether you want to go back to school or deepen your study in something. The answer is absolutely yes, if that is the case. Yeah. So, yeah, deepen your study. Go do it. But don't let nobody play with you. Don't let nobody play with your time either. I don't know what it is you plan on doing, but yeah, don't let nobody play with your time. So the last two cards I pulled for you are from the baby grandma's baby, Black Gold Lenormand. First one is clouds. And the picture is of Aurelia Alexis Franks, who was an ex-slave in Beaumont. And it says denial. Clouds can be information that is hidden in outcomes that are uncertain. Sometimes that is what the moment calls for, to fly by faith and not by sight. But in this case, it typically stands for truth we resist, information we refuse to accept, and all things we pretend not to see, even when we pull the same cards, even when we're given the same signals. Denial is not a sustainable state. We can't conjure from imaginary materials. The spirits, the tools are real and require that the conjurer be grounded in reality. It is from this precipice that we begin shaping new. We must know truth before we know miracles, and what is before we know what can be. And then the next one is table. Oh yeah, I love tea and grandma baby. I'm trying to get all the other decks. The love conjure deck. I really want that one before it sells out. All right, table. From family of Pomp Hall, Negro tenant farmer, eating breakfast consisting of cornflakes, biscuits, fried bacon, milk, and coffee. I know that's right. Creek County, Oklahoma. Family. Though we've been conditioned to feel and act alone, we are actually meant to forge meaningful relationships with those who deeply nourish us on a mental, physical, and spiritual level, transcending flesh, blood, and time. Have we been surrounding ourselves with divine family whose support aligns with our highest good? Have we given them the language to love us? Are they equipped to use it? And are we equipped to do the same for them? Lastly, we must be mindful of when we are being loyal to someone who was really meant to be a lesson. And how will we know? Because their love leaves us famished and wanting. Don't linger at tables that lack sustenance for growth or for change. Okay. All right. Next one is for Bluebird. Mm. Bluebird, do you have a birthday coming up? Or did it pass already? And I know, don't have to answer me, but I'm wondering something like birthday blessing, something around your birthday. But it feels good. It feels like a blessing. Somebody owe you something. Mm-mm. Somebody owe you something. Okay. Let's spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for a word for Bluebird. I'm going to start with affirmation for you. Actually, 2 affirmations. I just feel like you need some encouragement. Mm. You have been so diligent, Bluebird. You've been so diligent. And one thing that your spirits want to impress upon you is that your work has never been in vain. It's never been in vain. The power that you have, like there are reasons why, and I'm going to say this, and hopefully it resonates in the way that I mean it and not in a Nia kind of way, but there was a limit to the abuse. There was a limit to the abuse. There was a limit to the pain. And so the question is, yeah, what things linger from that you have to let die now? Mm, some of those thought forms, some of those words that were aimed at what you couldn't do, the ways in which, ugh, I want to fight. There is like this like anger in my back. Somebody tried to tell you what you couldn't do. Tried to tell you what you couldn't do. Tried to tell you what your life was gonna be. Was trying to dictate every last little bit of it. But it had a limit. It had a limit. It had a limit. It definitely did not have a purpose, and I want to say that. Like, yeah, it was an experience. Brought you some things, grew some things. But no, there was a limit to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's start with these affirmations. They will not find you where they left you. As you and those around you continue to grow, people will begin to fall off or attend to other desires of their life. Don't let them find you where they left you. They left you at the beginning of a lesson, at the start of an opportunity, at the birth of a new version of you. Let their shift be a lesson. Nothing is permanent, but you will always be in control of what you can do for your life. Choose to rise. And the affirmation is, they will not find me where they left me. Mm. Somebody try to I don't know, I just get this image of someone like digging a ditch around you, like a moat almost, like trying to make an island of your life through their words. And so when they finally come back around with that mess, whatever mess it is, that it won't dare repeat because none of that mess was true. They won't find you. They didn't know that Bluebird could build bridges. And that's something that is unique to you and to your power, right? You are one of my favorite ways to describe people, a light in a dark room, right? If nobody else knows where they're going, you do. Mm. If nobody else knows where they're going, you do. They're not going to find you where they left you. Second one says choices. Today and every day, you will be presented with choices. It's important to know that the choices you make today will inform what opportunities are presented tomorrow. Don't let life back you into a corner. Just like in nature, there's always a way. Take a step back, assess your options, and affirm the choices that empower you, your most authentic self. And the affirmation is my choices are guided by my ancestors and my most authentic self. The next one is abundance. Yeah, because they owe you something. Uh okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like two people. I don't know that I'm seeing, but like I said, I cannot hex, but I can have dominion over enemies. There are certain things I know how to do that. I am wondering, for the folks who owe you things, if you have tried, and you again, don't tell in the chat. We could keep this between us. We can keep this between us. Have you tried um more than physical methods to get your things back? Yeah, some and we can always talk about what those can be. But yes. So, but knowing you, even if you don't do it, you can do it in your dreams. You could do it in your sleep. Abundance. Take a moment to notice the energy flowing in your body. Then take it a bit further and notice the energy surrounding you. How far does it reach? Your world is full of infinite possibilities. Your gifts, manifestation, opportunities, and blessings are constantly renewing. There is no need to stifle your dreams with inaction or pessimism. Create a mindset overflowing with abundance. Access the fact that everything you need is around and inside you. It's a matter of materializing it. The practice of taking what you want and deserve does not take away from anyone else's abundance. There's more where that came from. Abundance is yours. Act like it. The guidance here is to track your abundance every day. Write down the gift that came to you for free. For example, you met a friend, you received useful advice, or someone paid for your meal. And the affirmation is abundance is all around me and I will bask in it. There's more where that came from. Baby, baby, there's definitely more where that came from. Because baby bluebird got to get their due too. Baby bluebird got to get their due too. And baby bluebird observes and sees all the ways that you get what you want. And just know, even through the struggle, all the struggles, all the struggles to just fucking be, mm, baby bluebird is here to lead and to guide. Oh, to lead and to guide. And every time that you lean into your own creativity, you lean into your own strength, your own power. That dead thing for you is letting people walk away with your things. And I know you don't let it happen without a fight, but like dead ass, like till you do right by me. Ah, and I'm gonna leave that there. But baby bluebird, is only gonna take the work that you do and move it forward. I love that for y'all. Okay. So as far as cards go, we have the 5 of cups. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the 2 of Cups. the Knight of Swords, and the crowning card, or the kind of card that sits on top of all of this overarching energy, is the Queen of Pentacles. I believe last time we talked about a kind of union, a partnership coming. If it's not already on the horizon, it's back again. And I feel, not just feel, but I'm also hearing, right, that this new thing, this new turn, this new direction that you embrace with wide open arms, because there's more from where that came from, right? Is one that, and sometimes you might find yourself looking at what's been spilled, what's been lost in the past, saying, fuck, like, damn, that really happened. Like, I really lost that. Um, but spirit is encouraging you not to stay, like, grieve, yes, but respect the dead, let them lie. Write the poems about it, write the books about it, um, finish and finish what is already in progress. But once it's done, it's done. There is no looking back for you. There is a deep desire to establish you, right? And like an ancestral and spiritual desire to establish you, right? As the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she about her money. Okay. She's about stability. She's about legacy. She's about these long-term investments in herself, in her loved ones, in her community, right? She is the uh the matriarch with the food that they stash away in the purse at the movie theater. Like, that's, she's like, I'm not about to spend this money on this popcorn because I made this fried chicken at home and that money could go elsewhere. So I think about when I think about the Queen of Pentacles. Um, but for you, right, this is the acknowledgement, the kind of stamp from your ancestors, from your spirits, that they see you as the new thing in your lineage. You are the one that is seeding a stability, seeding a legacy, one that, yes, has some roots and some pain, right? We got some spilled cups over here, right? But has so much, so much abundance and longitude and stability. You are meant to be well known and well received, Bluebird. Uh, M Black. M Black. Mm, Black. Mm. Oh, let's see. Yea, though I may walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Mm, yeah, yeah. Mm. I believe so, Magic Bean Shop. I just really wish, you try to go Google free and uh oh, then yes, I got you. Yeah, you try to go Google free and then other things. But whew, if I could duke it out with capitalism, I would. If I could like get throw hands, like get that bitch in a room in a fight, I would because why do I have to anyway, let me stop complaining. Let me stop complaining. Okay. Um M Black. Whew. There is some the reason why I started quoting that verse, yea, though I may walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Like that, it feels like this is such a low moment in your life where you are really being pushed to let go of that relationship that no longer serves you. And there's a maternal figure who is attempting to exact control over your life in ways that actually is very, very detrimental to your mental and spiritual health. The series of towers that are falling in your life are falling because you're being pushed towards a time in which you need to be independent and to choose. So the money's going to stop up. The money's going to stop up. There's this yeah, it's like this kind of moment in which you are being forced to let go and to literally disconnect whatever the jumper cables, the connections you have to these dead things because you will not survive. Something is yeah, it's just calling too much of your energy. Like it's actually a little yeah, it's really draining too much from you. And what I'm seeing here, because I have the 9 of Cups here, I have the 2 of Swords here, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Tower. So there's a series of, yeah, just a series of it's going to feel like you just are hitting wall after wall after wall after wall. And it's not punishment per se. It's literally just the realization that in order for you to have the fulfillment that you need in your life, you are going to have to let go of. There's like multiple relationships um, that are calling too much of your energy. I want to give you some encouragement. So let me do that. I've been really loving this affirmation deck from Deja Joelle, The Remedy. I just been really digging it lately, especially for readings. So I'm gonna leave you with this. And I don't know if you all, uh, yeah, I don't know folks' relationships with maternal figures in their own lives. I know for myself, I am basically no contact with my mother. It's been that way, uh, low to no contact with her. It's been that way for the last 6 years, soon to be 7. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And it definitely does not feel natural. I don't know if that's the word to use. Um, but if it's helpful, um, always chew the meat, spit the bones. What helped me to really heal in that relationship in particular was to think of my mother as a portal, right? Um, so let me take a step back. The first thing I had to learn was that daughter is a word that can describe a relationship, but does not necessarily always describe a relationship that a girl child has with the person who birthed them or who helped seed them into the world. So, with that being said, I had to determine for myself, what does the word daughter mean? What are the ways in which folks in my lineage have distorted the word daughter to mean girl child who sacrifices herself on the altar of other mother? Girl child who sacrifices herself on the altar of family. Girl child who sacrifices herself on the altar of insert. Yeah, whatever the family choose to uphold over the sanctity of your own life, your own will. And so, in that understanding or that wading through what daughter can mean, but doesn't have to mean for me, I had to redefine what mother meant as well. Mother can be the person who birthed you, right? Mother can be a relationship that is nurturing, that is edifying, that allows you to grow into the person that you are. And sometimes just for you to do the work that you came to do on this earth, you had to enter through a portal. And this was the portal who uh if you believe in choosing your own family, right? The portal that you chose. And so now as this relationship with my mother grows, as it grows as in continues through time, because it's not really changing or shifting. But as it gets older and the low to no contact continues, right? I have been able to establish enough distance from myself to see myself, but to see her differently. And that is what makes things a bit more bearable. So I'm not sure if this is the decision that you are facing in Black, but just know that you are not alone in the decision to transform and redefine what mothering might mean to you. You might have to transform that maternal figure into a portal just so that you can see yourself clearly. This first card says, believe them. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Maya Angelou. Mm, all honor to her. Sometimes when we experience rejection, we have a tendency to try and predict what the other person is going through or why they did what they did. Allow yourself to believe all that they have shown you and reclaim your mental space. The reason they are the way they are is none of your concern. It's your responsibility to adjust your proximity to them according to what they've shown and what kind of people experiences you want in your life. And the affirmation is, I believe what people show and tell me about themselves, and I move accordingly. Ooh, that's the letting them dead things be, honey. Reclaim your thoughts. Today, consciously make room in your mind for new and innovative thoughts. Recognize the stories you have on a loop. Begin to notice the thoughts that send you on a downward spiral. Use deep breaths to release the remnants of those old and worn out ideations. Consider acknowledging the present by affirming where you are in the moment. You're doing your best. Reclaim the space that was reserved to people, places, or things that have rejected or neglected you. They are in your rear view for a reason. Keep your eyes on the road. Deja Joel has a meditation EP called Nurture. And so it's available for download. And she suggests that you practice the guided meditations at least twice a week. And the affirmation is I let go of the thoughts that don't allow me to be my best self. Yeah. Got to let go of the thoughts and the people. Sometimes you have to, the only way to get rid of the thoughts is to get rid of the people. Ndie, Ndie. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If not, I deeply apologize. And I also see that some folks are no contact with their mother too. It's difficult. It's hard to be no contact, especially because this world is really nuclear family focused. And so if, people always want to blame you, well, at least from my experience, right? The blame is always on the child. Um, and yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah. Danisha says folks in no contact are doing imperative work to unite the parts of themselves and inner children needed. And it's holy work. That's absolutely true. I believe that. And I spent many years in therapy. I want to say the first 3 years or so in therapy, trying to figure out how to make it work. What are the ways that I could contort myself to make my mother love me? What are the ways that I could deny my own desires, my own needs, my own wants, my own sexuality, my own, some ways, my own body, um, to make my mother love me? And mm, I had to learn the hard way. There was nothing I could do. And then I got an EFA divination about it, and it was like, yeah, no, that's just how the cookie crumbles in this lifetime. It's just how it is. Um, there is no way the relationship can grow and change. And that was really a hard thing to accept, but also um really helped me. That clarity really helped me. See that it wasn't me, wasn't my shortcomings. Like it is not regardless of what people say, and regardless of what the Bible might say or what people might interpret the Bible to say, it's not your fault that your mother didn't choose you. Oh, oh, friend. Yeah, it's a practical intervention for cycles of harm reduction or harm production and cultivation of agency. Absolutely. NDA. Ooh, spirit, what's the word for NDA? Let's see. Hmm. I hear like change jingling, um, some change jingling in my ears. So I don't know if you're expecting financial increase, but you should be. You absolutely should be. Yeah. You absolutely should be. And there's this, yeah, this new beginning for you when it comes to the thing that you choose to do professionally. It's something that's come, yeah, you're like perfecting your craft in this. This is something that you've been doing for a long time that's been affirming for you, but you might have stepped away from it. Yeah, you might have stepped away from it due to circumstances, but particularly your own self doubt around your power and your efficacy. There's, so I will say this, there's something about the nature of the work that you do, the way in which you stir the souls of folks that you, it's like, uh, it's not quite divining, but there is a divining aspect to the work that you do that does shape and mold the direction that people take in their lives. And that influence is something that is divine. Like it's meant to be something that you have and you show in people's lives. And there may have been a time in your life where you thought that shying away from that power was actually going to bring you more wholeness and more like more wholeness. You were going to feel more satisfied with your life. You were going to be happier with your life by shrinking and not speaking with the power and authority that you have into others' lives. But that time is coming. Is like your wealth, your power, like the things that you are meant to do, your destiny is tied to you recognizing your power and your influence. And so this energy, I see it through this Knight of Wands, like this new energy that's coming, this kind of like push forward. And so here we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Strength card, which talks about the self, right? Knowledge of the self, leadership, and believing in one's own self. I like to think about what Jada K. Story says about the Strength card as being a card that shows a level of self mastery. So, seeing yourself as the source of your own self mastery, of your own leadership. The Two of Swords, which keeps popping out tonight. So, a lot of thoughts, a lot of choices here. The Seven of Pentacles, and the Devil in reverse. And so, like I said, that change, like I just hear change jingling in my ear. And yeah, this, like, I want to call it a new beginning, but it's really not because it's something that you have done before that you're returning to, like something that you have lots of practice in, that you just, yeah, like you were holding yourself up and then something clicked and you said, let me shift direction here. Uh, And that's beautiful. Spirit stands behind this. And the increase that comes from this will bring stability for you in multiple areas of your life, but in particular in the home. Yeah. And the desire to leave, right? And, or maybe not the desire to leave, the desire to stay, right? Is one that is supported, but it has to be like connected to, yeah, like you have to be doing your work. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? What's the point? Um, and it might be a matter of asking, really asking for what you want as you build out this practice that you've been doing. But yeah, that was a short one. That was sweet. I love that though. We thank the ancestors for their support. We thank life for the correction. Mm, those corrective forces that come to align us. And I used to be real envious of people who could like dip and dally and do all the things because For me, the moment I step off the straight and narrow, baby, life becomes horrible. So I be having to stick to my purpose or else. I don't know if anybody else has that experience. But yeah. Okay. CO. 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 I'm gonna pull your folks get you all the way. Yeah, mine too. Mine, they they don't play with me. And it even came through in like a divination. Like it was like, why do you think that you can be out here doing all these things? Why do you think that? Like if you don't sit your black ass down somewhere, um yeah, they don't play about you because they don't play with you. Like, mm-mm. Ancestral investment, mm-mm. There are levels of ancestral investment for you in particular, like, mm-mm. They not playing with you. They not playing with you. That's why you had to retire, honey. They say you not about to you no, I will serve crack before I'm just kidding. I don't know if you ever heard that. Say I will serve crack before I serve my country. Like, baby, they you had to retire. Yes. Let's see. One more for CO. Cool. It really did. They really said go on log out. Like, go ahead, submit the paperwork. Stop playing. Stop playing. Because you need to be as intact and as whole as possible to do the work that you are called to do. Okay. Ooh. CO. I want to speak a special blessing for you. May all the tears that you have shed, may all the suffering that you've endured be the sacrifice you need for your new beginning. May all the times that you have worried yourself into a tizzy, may those minutes be brought back to you in blessings many time over. I won't say no new age bullshit that your anxiety separates you from your blessings. Instead, I reach down, deep down into the ancestral knowledge that I know and I have that says that every worry can be transmuted into a blessing. You are being called to rest, dear one. And I see the Five of Swords or the Five of Wands here. So I see you've been having to do some defending lately. You've been trying to figure out how to navigate these fights, but some of them aren't yours. So what's not yours, your ancestors are saying you need to lay down. The Four of Swords here. The Five of Wands. Rest, though, doesn't necessarily look like secluding yourself completely, there's a new creative spark coming to you. And it might feel a little undercooked when it comes. Like you might have this like idea that's I don't what I don't know. Do you like are you a dancer? Are you a dancer, artist, something like that? There's like there's like a newness coming, and it definitely involves your body and in the use of your body and the ways that it's able to move. Baby, baby. Yeah, cuz like this came up physical activity. I was like, okay, there's something here. So I don't know if you've been like doing your pole dancing creatively or doing it as release. I used to do pole dancing and then I injured my shoulder, but I'm trying to get back to it cuz it's one of the things that brings me a lot of joy in life. But yeah, there's like something there. Do you mm, do you share like your stuff on social media? Like what you be doing? Like are you, like I said earlier at the beginning of this, some of y'all need to press record and let the timeline see what's good. Um, but I'm feeling for you in particular. It's important to share this work, um, especially in 2026. Uh, okay, the dancing not present right now. Yeah, get into it, honey. Get into it. And like your folks delight in it. Like there's something about you moving your body in that way and the reclamation of your own sensuality that really does something for your spirits and your ancestors in particular. Um, and if it helps to think about it as a form of reclamation of of sensuality, of sexuality, and not just as a way to, make money, then do so. Because yeah, even if you gotta get up and every time I don't know if you start with your right hand or your left hand, but every time you place that hand in that grip and you wanna say a prayer and say uh, thank you for the ability to move my body in this way. I do this work, this sacred work. I take these steps because these are steps that my ancestors uh, were not able to take. I move in this circle, whether it be clockwise or counterclockwise, mm, in a way to reverence them and call on them, for more clients, for more students. Mm. You don't have to change anything about yourself to be successful, CO. There is no deficiency in you. And those who would choose not to delight in you, it's because they cannot see the blessing that they are in themselves. Mm, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's this like really sweet grandmotherly presence. Oh, and she just like sees you as her baby. And she do not like when people don't treat you right. So please do not keep people in your life that don't treat you right. Don't keep people in your life that don't treat you right. Um, in particular for you, and I don't say this for everybody, but I have some clients where this is true for. Um, for you in particular, keeping people around who don't treat you right actually curses them. And I'm being very serious. Like, you think you are doing a favor by being kind to people who don't treat you right when you are actually cursing them because your spirits see the mistreatment. And forgiveness is a white supremacist concept. Oh yeah, okay. Keeping people around who don't treat you right is cursing them, right? Forgiveness is a white supremacist Christian concept. right? Especially the way that we know it and practice it as a society, right? Uh, only a colonizer who kills the earth and people for profit needs forgiveness. Would develop a system in which someone can do all the wrong and be forgiven for it. In no other system, in no other way, not even in nature, is that a thing. Is that a thing? There's restoration, there's healing, there's separation. But forgiveness, as we've been taught in the Christian church, or as kind of part of the general ethos when it comes to white supremacist, anti Black activity in society, is something that only benefits an oppressor, only benefits uh, a rapist, only benefits oof, only benefits those who would choose to harm children. It only benefits those who choose to harm. You are not uh, you're not a better person for allowing people to harm you to remain in your life. That does not make you a better person. I had to learn that the hard way. So it's coming from me too. But yeah, no, you have like a grandmotherly figure who like literally is like, mm-mm, no. On the flip side of that though, there are going to be plenty more opportunities for you. I don't know if you've been feeling lonely lately or you've been feeling like you've been desiring some friendship, some camaraderie. There's going to be opportunities for you to have that. More of that is coming. And it's going to, again, you'll know right off the bat if somebody ain't for you, right? This is not one of those give them second chances. No, don't do that. You'll know right off the bat somebody's not with you. But yeah, friendship is it's coming. And it's going to be such a beautiful thing too. The other advice that comes to you from spirit is to spend some time in nature. I don't know if you like being outside. I don't know where in the world you are, if being outside feels pleasurable. I'm in Maryland right now, and the wind is blowing so hard that being outside, I went out to take the trash and I almost got blown away. And so I decided, I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay. But the last card here is one of synchronicity. And so I don't know if you journal or not, but I would invite you to journal and to think about the small moments in your life when things align. And, you know, for me, I'll say for one example of my own life, like one morning, not too long ago, I was crying because I just was so lonely. Like I felt so lonely. I really wanted a romantic partner, and I was just crying, like boohoo, snide crying, tears in my journal. Why is life like this? And then I got a text message that they was gonna be cutting my power off because Baltimore Gas and Electric loves to do that to people. And and so I had to find somewhere else to go. I ended up going to this coffee shop um, nearby, this cafe, and running into a priestess and a couple priestesses, and we all sat together and spent the day together. And one of them was like, yeah, that loneliness that you feel, she just really spoke a word to me, like that loneliness that you feel, like the Orisha, your ancestors, they see you, they hear you, um, and hear things that you can do about it. So you're gonna have moments. So I encourage you just to journal, like as you feel what you feel, experience what you experience, journal those small moments that might feel kind of annoying, right? Like it felt really annoying to have to leave my house at 9 a.m. to go somewhere because the power's off. But if I hadn't done that, I would not have received the blessing of that word that I needed. And yeah, I, yeah. Okay. Also, you said redirecting power back to self in 2026. Okay. Donisha. Ah, my boo, Donisha. Mm. Donisha, I'm calling forth that 2026, because of the work that you have done, mm, the seeds that you have sown, 2026 is a year of unparalleled victory for you. Unparalleled, unmatched victory. Mm. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for the things that you have called for to come to you? Like, got the accounts? You're so welcome. You got the accounts in order? You have the accounting in order? As in, somebody who, when things, when you have the victories that folks can't understand because they have assigned themselves or aligned themselves with the timeline that I warned folks about earlier, right? If we do not release the dead, if we do not let go of the dead things in our lives, we will be aligning ourselves with the powers that be that are choosing to revive the dead thing that is imperialism, the dead thing that is white supremacy, the dead thing that was real, the dead thing that is because you have chosen to respect the dead. You have freed space in your hands. Hmm. You have freed space in your hands. Hmm. And I know you're ready. I know you're ready. I'm preparing. I'm preparing my eyeballs for all the selfies, all the photos on my timeline. I'm readying my spirit for the evidence. For the evidence. Yeah, no, like we talked about last time. Them tears, baby, them tears. I don't know if you've been out in the rain, but yeah. Yeah. Ah, okay. So, what's really interesting about this spread for you, Donisha, is that it is hitting everything but water. And so, the growth and the change for you in particular that's coming forth is one around your inspiration. So, we have a page of wands here, which when I think of you, I see fire. Like, I see fire, but I also see there's this kind of this. mm, I don't know if you've been thinking about reviving the what is it called? The series that you were doing before. I don't know if you were even thinking of it as a series, but I just remember getting on social media every day and there was this kind of ancestral message. You were reading from a book or you were quoting something. I don't know if you thought about reviving that or reviving something like that, but that is on the table as an option for you to do and to make an offering for people. Um, because there are things that are clearing away. Ooh, especially over the next 2 months, and some of them have to do with some enemy-like people. The 7 of Wands is here, and the 10 of Wands. So, I think so. I think it was a Twitter Live Spaces. I just and then also you would do like tweets where you would like tweet ancestors say this and third, this and the third. Um, yeah, there's space for you to bring those back. And I don't know if Twitter's the space for that, given what it's become, but yeah, like I was like joking with someone the other day and I was like, "Oh, money just doesn't fall from the sky." And he very seriously looked at me and was like, "Yes, it does." And for you, it falls from the sky because yeah, there's just these burdens. Like these burdens, like people keep trying to hand you these burdens. These enemies are yours and it's not yours. You can let that go. So we have the wands, we have all this fire, this creative energy. We have the pentacles here. Oh, you working on your building our YouTube? See, period. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, build the YouTube. Um, the pentacles. So the page of pentacles and the two of pentacles. So these projects, these things that offer you different opportunities to um, earn this abundance, or rather generate this abundance, because you're not earning anything, but to generate it and to stand fully in your power. You're the Knight of Swords. So it's like all this, yeah, all this forward movement. And let's see. One thing I want to ask. No, put these back. So yeah. Yeah. So the main thing to just think about as you're navigating this space is self doubt. So don't wait until things are perfect. Don't wait until you feel like things are perfect. Don't wait until you feel like you've gotten it all together or you've done all the research or this and that. You have done enough. If you recorded something tomorrow and uploaded it and said, "Happy White Man's New Year, here's something to learn," or "Happy White Man's New Year's Eve, here's something for y'all to learn," you could do it. Don't let perfectionism or anything that approaches perfectionism keep you from doing this. I know you're real strict. I know you're real strict, but yeah, no. No, it's so much more important that you start. Even if you just do something quick and simple and then you come back uh, in the months to come to like bolster it. It's so important that you start. Yeah, don't let perfectionism be the enemy of your progress. Uh Simone. Mm, yeah, we all need to be learning from you. Yeah. I don't know. Also, before I move on, I don't know if you've been thinking about taking students. Yes, you have something to teach. Yes, you can teach. Yes, you can teach. I got it. Uh, you can teach. So I don't know if you're thinking about taking students, but put the call out. They'll come. And that's also one way for you to increase your capacity for the things that you want to do. Internship, students, apprentice, like, yeah, call them the people. They will come. Yep. You've been shooing away the people's spirit been bringing to you, low key. Well, I mean, that's up to you to determine whether, you know, I know you have your ways of determining and discerning whether people are about it for you. So I won't say nothing more about that. And that's what I'm saying. Increase that capacity so that you can continue to do this spiritual work because it's all connected. The mental, spirit, body, mind. Let's see. Okay. Simone. Simone, you are the first person tonight that Spirit has. I don't know what your relationship is with animals, spirit guides, or if you have like, if you find yourself drawn to doing spiritual work with animals, but the first one tonight. Oops, sorry. I have this oracle called the familiar field. Um, and usually when I feel called to pull from it, it's because the person has like strong earth spirits that move with them. And so, okay, I'll leave that one. I don't know if that's the case for you. And I'm not necessarily saying that the animals that show up here are those guides for you, but I get a strong sense that, yeah, you love animals. Yeah, yeah, it's not just a passing interest. It actually speaks to like, yeah, part of your spiritual power and purpose. And so, for me, I love animals too. I always was into documentaries. And as I get older, I find myself spending a lot of time with cats and dogs to a lesser degree. And wolves are part of this in my lineage. Like they're deeply connected to my ancestors, as well as elephants. And yeah, like cats, me and cats, we get along. Um, we really do. So, if you are thinking about deepening your own understanding and awareness of your connection to animal spirit guides, I can make some suggestions for different oracles that I use. And if you know your ancestral lineages, and like where they might be from, that's also another indicator of other animals who might walk alongside you in this journey. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't know. My bad. I'm not supposed to say uh-oh like that, but my bad. It's nothing bad. I just okay. Mm, um, okay. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's what's coming out here. One thing that I think I'm gonna wait on the oracle cards and just start with the tarot first. So here in the tarot, and what I'm hearing and seeing is that I don't know if you're already in this space, Simone, but um you're about to enter into a space of deep spiritual study and practice, and one that's going to require you to reorganize your life and reorganize your relationship to mm, your relationship to the things that you allow to take your time. So I don't know. I don't like to call things vices, but there are certain things that like your spirits are like, you are spending a lot of time on this. You're spending a lot of time on this, and there is like a higher calling for you that and it might not even be things that you like intentionally choose to spend your time on. There's this King of Cups in reverse. And so there's definitely someone around you who is not emotionally stable, and that might require a lot of your time. There's someone who like, and then like they use you to kind of self-regulate in a sense. And because you are who you are, you you're not okay with it per se, but you are like you have a deep understanding and compassion. And that deep understanding and compassion is actually like it's taking too much of your time. Your yeah, like your and this again is not like a bad thing, but it's like that thing about like, don't you know you have 30 minutes? Like, like they're more or less like, don't you know you have 30 minutes? Like, don't you know that that your time is yours and you don't have to like it you don't have to give it to anyone else. And it actually doesn't serve you to. Um so here we have the high priestess. When I see the high priestess, I always think, okay, elevation. This followed by the Hierophant. We also have the Ten of Swords, and this Ten of Swords came out with the King of Cups, which is why um, that to me just gives there is someone who is draining your energy here. Followed by the Eight of Cups, which is a card that talks about grief. It's a card that actually speaks to us having to leave behind something that we were particularly excited about, right? So the person in the 8 of cups is walking away from all of this that has been stored here. And the temperance card in reverse. So, yeah, I think if you there are some choices that you will have to make to get things in order. Um, but it's all for your spiritual elevation. And now I'm wondering, like, are these in fact the yeah. So we have the peacock, who's the first animal familiar spirit here. We also have the jellyfish, and we have the leopard. So whenever I see the peacock, I think of Oshun. The peacock is usually associated with Oshun. If you ever wanted to build an altar to her, peacock feathers is one of the things that you could use. And so let me find the peacock. Peacock is the leopard. So the peacock is passion, pride, and desirability. The peacock is universally recognized for its ability to boast an impressive display of colorful, patterned plumage, which the male fans out to attract a female mate. As a symbol of dignity, this colorful creature is a reminder to show the world all that you have to offer and to take pride in your uniqueness. Now may be a good time to engage in creative expression or seek out a passionate relationship. The next one is the jellyfish, which is entanglement, feeling, and pain. The jellyfish is completely reliant on water currents and sensory organs that detect things like touch and temperature. It is very trusting and sensitive to its surroundings, linking it to linking it symbolically to love and relationships, particularly those that involve intense passion or toxic qualities. The jellyfish comes to you when you may need to sort through complex emotions or chaotic factors at play. And I feel like the jellyfish and water, that King of Cups, is giving some entanglements, as Jada Pickett Smith would say. The leopard is power, swiftness, and ambition. The leopard is a master of pursuit. Stealth, patience, and speed are a deadly combination for this feline's prey. Though the smallest of the big cats, it is the strongest by weight, allowing it to carry prey up to 3 times its own size across long distances for safekeeping and devouring. Let this message motivate you to set your bar high and pursue it with the undeniable power of the leopard. Mm. I speak great blessings over you, Simone. And clarity. Great blessings and great clarity. Mm. What's yours won't miss you. And you don't have to make it yours. What's yours won't miss you, and you won't have to make it yours. Next up is Black Butterfly. You're so welcome. Okay, this was quick. One more, bottom of the deck. Black Butterfly. There is a new beginning coming for you. And it's one that actually requires you to know your battles to fight and your battles to leave behind. Things are going to move quickly for you. It's going to feel like you're having, like, things will end and you're going to have to move very, very quickly to the next thing. But all of this is because you have been fighting. Like, you've been fighting. And it felt like even this last, like, 7 years, I could just keep hearing 7 years, like, constant kind of shifts and battles. You are being in positions where, damn, you thought like, fuck, like, I thought this was safe. And now here I am having to pick out the pieces of what's mine and leave the rest behind. Or fuck, like, I thought that maybe this person was someone that I could reveal my dreams, reveal the desires of my heart to. And here I am yet again having to pick up what's mine and leave behind what isn't. But this cycle is ending for you. And it's really beautiful. Like, I don't know if you've been feeling like you're in a place where you can't really move and trust people, and you've had this deep desire for companionship. Um, and yeah, that's the energy that's undergirding this reading for you. Companionship is coming. These battles that you've had to fight, uh, mm, they're over. You're also moving into a space of more contentment with yourself, more contentment with your life. You are like gathering your things, you're gathering your resources, you're sitting among your garden, and you're inviting others to dance with you in that. I think that's beautiful. Like, I want you to rejoice. The other cards here, for full transparency's sake, are the Five of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you are moving into a space where these battles are ending. Like, they're like, death marks an ending and a beginning for you. And your spirits want you to trust the enjoyment when it comes, because yeah, it's here to stay. And you've learned a lot of discernment too in this process and in this space. Like, you've learned a lot about how to tell whether someone truly loves you or not. And that's what you're going to need in this next stage of life. Because, yeah, you're going to start doing more collaborative, money making things, like more things that require you to build proper partnership. And so a lot of the betrayal and the battles are around, yeah, we're around truly learning who can move with you in life and who can't. Let's see. So from Grandma's baby, black gold Lenormand. Yes, learn who loved you and who doesn't. Like, yeah. And I get it. It's exhausting. Like, it's exhausting having to be hyper vigilant. Like, I have, ooh, one of these days, maybe I will tell the stories. But yeah, that hypervigilance that it just breeds so much exhaustion. But your spirits want you to rest and they want you to have fun. Uh, those who are coming to you, and in some relationships that you already have, but there's like, yeah, there's this like newness, this freshness, this fresh energy, um, will allow you to really frolic. And I hope you really do it. I hope you frolic. So from the Lenormand, I pulled the card Tower, and it says revolution. They told us our anger was unproductive. They said our tears were indulgent. They tried to deny the utility of a clenched fist, a blessed root, a song, a prayer. And they were right, because a fever is only productive for the host, not the virus. We are not the virus, baby. At every chance, they will deny the utility of our tools. To bear this quietly, to go softly into death, is to dishonor ourselves and those we have inherited these tools from. Who we have inherited these tools for. Tools designed to resist physical and spiritual destruction at every turn, to conjure a way forward out of no way. We must take care not to be limited in our idea of what a tool is or can be. And we owe it to ourselves to survive this moment, to at last experience what's long been promised. We owe it to ourselves to call down the spirits who riot and burn away barriers to our safety and dignity. And as we stand at the confluence of many generations past and God willing, just as many or more forward, our ancestor work has begun. So look around. What are our tools? Yeah. And your tools are a deep knowing, right? That exhaustion, like, let me put it this way. Ignorance, uh, ignorance does not necessarily breed exhaustion, right? Only knowledge does. You can't be tired of the shit you don't know about, right? And so one of the things that that this power, right, of these many battles that you've had to fight has brought you is a level of uncanny discernment that mm, you can see a pencil and you can see, oh, this is a weapon. You can see a drop of water and you can say, oh, I know how to make something life sustaining from that. And so we thank all the powers that be for the deep power that you have. Mm, and thank you. Revolution is your word for the year. That's exciting. I think 2026, yeah, it's going to be that's a beautiful word. I really, yeah. I hope the revolution comes in your life and it is fruitful and it allows you to truly like destroy the principalities, institutions, the relationships that um, don't allow you to grow, don't allow you to flourish, because you deserve all the growth and all the flourishing. Mm. Sydney, let's see. Hmm. Uh, for the one whose beauty builds worlds. Hmm. Sydney, are you asking for what you want? Are you asking for what you want? Are you asking for what you want? Not what you think. If you package it small enough, your spirits will have the capacity to give you. Sydney, are you asking for what you want and not what you think your spirits have the capacity to give you? So, okay. Sorry. I'm just laughing because I'm like, okay, the way he's hearing it, it's a little no. Um, yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, you have like a really strong warrior spirit. Um, who just don't like when you don't ask for what you actually want. And it kind of insults your spirit team. It makes them feel sometimes as if you don't trust them or as if you don't that um understand the depths of how much they care for you, how much they love you, how much they want to ease your burden. Um yeah, like do you believe that when you ask for things that you need that you'll receive them? Do you believe that when you speak the things that you need, right, that they're actually being heard? Do you? It is only a projection from your enemy that would because it's not true. Like, the things you ask for, the desires of your heart are holy, are righteous, are yours, and they're meant to be fulfilled. And yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like not necessarily like it's not giving belt to ass energy. It's giving more like we're sitting at a table, holding your hand and saying, this need to play small, even with spirit, needs to stop. And this thing about being seen, they are politely asking you, urging you to let that go. Let that be one of the dead things from this year. People, yeah, people need to see you, Sydney. People need to see you. They need to behold you. They need to look into them beautiful round eyes. So that's now that's out the way. Yeah. So we have the Ten of Wands here. There's some burdens. Some burdens. Yeah. And it's like, even if you can't utter the word, getting into that sacred space and crying and like not being like, oh, I need to come and I need to be like this, or I need to show up like that, or I need to do this, or I have to go through this checklist of things to sit at my altar and do it. Because I used to be that girl. I used to be very much the like, oh, I haven't vacuumed my floor, swept the drapes, you know, take out the trash, clean my gutters, whatever. Like, how can I approach my ancestors? I haven't done these things. How can I ask for what spirit for what I need? I haven't done these things that I'm told or I've seen that I'm supposed to do. And at the end of the day, your being and your being present is all that is necessary for your spirits to move on your behalf. So that mountain, or maybe the mountains that you perceive in your life are actually things that can be moved, but not through the power of your strong will alone. Mm, my love. Mm, there's renewal coming to you. Renewal coming to you. Things might have felt like a dry place, but you are a child of the water. You are a child of the water. You can conjure up what you need. And there have just been voices and forces in your life from when you were very young that were trying to literally tie your tongue. They were trying to tie your tongue. They wanted your tongue to be bound in servitude, as June Jordan says, where your words are only served to edify others, only serve to build others up, only serve to uh, animate or resurrect others' things. But you, mm, yeah, your words have been building others' worlds. So, yeah, that time where you might have felt a little foggy, like, yeah, okay, y'all keep calling me world builder. Y'all keep saying this is what I can do, but I don't see the evidence of that. And that's because your words were building others' worlds. And now is the time for them to build yours. Ah, such sweet things are coming to you. They're already on their way. We have the Ace of Cups here. We have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So when these cards come out together, I just see so much fulfillment on an individual level, but also a collective level. Like what is coming is satisfying for you and satisfying to you. And more so, like so good that it's like, I don't want to get a taste of this out my mouth. Ah, I love that. Okay. No, I'm going to leave you with the affirmation. And, I think just offline we can have a conversation because I feel like I need to be keeping up with you more closely. So that's on me. Hold me to that. Like everybody who knows me knows I am not the best texter, but I'm trying to be better in 2026. I'm trying to be better. Um, so let's see. Let's do an affirmation for Sydney. Mm, this okay. So the first thing that came out was this beautiful symbol here. And it says, write a list of things you've always wanted to do. Don't hold back. Don't make your desires small. So you have, yeah, like, this warrior spirit not playing with you. It's like, what are you doing? Stop playing with me. And no one's threatening to leave. So I will say that it's not a matter of like, oh, if I don't do this, I don't get right, I'm gonna be abandoned. It's just more like there is support for you that's beyond your capacity to conceive it. It should not be limited to the emotionally immature people in your life who did not have the capacity for their own emotions, did not have the ability to regulate their own lives. You do not have to project that onto the spirits who choose you and who brought you to this place, right? Because you, regardless of how you might see yourself, you are not in the same place as those people. And that's for a reason. The second one is know your address. There are millions of manifestations on their way to your address. Will you be home to receive them? Begin to find home within your body by bringing yourself back to your breath and engaging in meaningful experiences and connections. Find safety and refuge in your body and spirit, knowing you wouldn't put yourself in a position that doesn't serve your highest purpose. Who is better equipped to sign for your packages when they arrive? Don't get caught up at someone else's house, shrinking yourself to fit in with all their furniture. Begin to take note of your initial reactions when engaging with people and experiences. Ask yourself, am I being my most authentic self? What am I doing? Is it what I want to be doing? And if not, what could I be doing that would contribute to who I desire to be? And the affirmation here is I will be home when my manifestations arrive. Yeah, it's coming your way. No shrinking yourself to fit in nobody else's furniture. Okay. My last two. Oh, this was so fun. Thank y'all for joining me. Let's see. Farmer T. I'm going to pull out the OG tarot deck for you. And you're so welcome, Sydney. I love you so much. Spirit, what word do you have for Farmer T? The first thing that I hear is be careful of what you consume. I don't think it's related to food. I think it's more of just like what you see with your own eyes, that you then take in as a part of you and your experience. Um, yeah, it's okay if you choose not to expose yourself to everything that wants you to know it exists. Like actually that yeah, like for you, it's important for you to restrict what you what you observe and what you see and what you take in is like part of your experience. Particularly when it comes to death. And I don't know why that came up, but yeah. So I don't know if that's something that's been like very present, something that you've seen a lot lately, but it's okay. It's actually okay for you not to um I don't pay attention. I'm using the word pay attention, but not necessarily what I mean is like literally there's something about the way that your heart and your spirit moves where you are the kind of person that you see suffering, you see pain, and you consume like it becomes a part of you in a sense that is hard to shake off or hard to like dispel from. And so it's really important for you to be careful of what you consume because it causes consternation for you. And you have to be very focused. Like, yeah, you have to be very focused because the work that you do, particularly the creative work that you do, is spirit inspired. And so consuming too many things, it mm, like clogs the channel, I guess is the best word I have. Okay, can we get two more of these? Yeah, this one, these two. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to start with these oracle cards. These are from New Orleans, um, the New Orleans Oracle deck. And yeah, it could very much well be social media, in the way that, like, yeah, I mean, to be frank, there's just so much energy harvesting that happens via social media. And particularly, like, people are using AI to create these false images of stuff and like to generate this kind of energy harvesting. And I'm not saying it in like the new agey way where they're like, everything negative is bad. And like, the kind of whiteness approach to suffering, which is to turn your eye away from it. Um, but much so more like establishing a practice of emotional distance so that you can see it as information to know and to understand, but not information necessarily to consume and make a part of you. Um, like another way to think about it, right? And this might not be popular, but I say this because it's true. You cannot be held accountable for the failures of the state. You as an individual cannot take on the shame, the disgust, the other things that should be given to oppressors for oppression. Like, you as an individual cannot take that on. It actually does not serve you to take on the things that belong to the US state, the things that belong to white supremacists, the things that belong to others. Like, yeah. So you can give that to them and you can be informed, but not consumed by it. Because how else will you survive? And the one thing that we need is for you to survive. Yeah. And even if if you have to establish like boundaries around that, just very like, I understand you have this need. Um, and I will do everything I can, but yeah, you cannot be responsible for the failures of the state. None of us are. And I think one of the misconceptions about mutual aid is that it by itself can remedy our issues, our societal issues. Um, and that's not the case, right? Mutual aid is a part of a larger system of anarchist or non-governmental community interventions into people's lives. And I think what so much of what folks are calling mutual aid these days is actually charity. And charity requires a kind of like energy siphoning, trauma, like open my wounds and put your finger in them, but also give me $10 kind of where it's like, no, no, no. There are other ways to provide support and to feel supported in that and feel whole in that. So the first card that came out in the Oracle deck is called Body Balance. So it says, think of your body as a plant. Just as a plant needs a certain amount of sunlight, water, and the suitable environment in order to grow and be healthy, your body requires proper nourishment in order to thrive. The balance of the body can be affected not only by what we eat, but also by what we think and the surroundings that we find ourselves in. This card has shown up in your reading because it is time to support your body by bringing it into higher vibration. During this time, it is recommended that you incorporate more natural and raw foods such as salads and green juices or smoothies in your diet, which, mm, if that is available and accessible to you, but I don't know if that's necessarily it. Uh, but exploring body, mind, and spirit practices such as yoga, Tai Chi, or Qigong, and spending more time in nature will help you find the balance that your body craves. The second card is surrounded by snacks. I love that. Gratitude. That's the earth placement in you with the snacks. So gratitude. Second line parades are a staple of New Orleans culture. The uplifting music and dance signify prevailing circumstances through celebration, whether in celebration of marriage, death, or just the good times in between. Second line parades always emphasize leaning on gratitude and appreciation because all is never lost. This card signifies that it's time for you to remember to celebrate. Sometimes looking at the big picture and all of the steps between the beginning and the end can make it seem like you're on an overwhelmingly endless journey. Giving yourself moments to enjoy any accomplishment, even if it's just the fact that you're still trying, is reason enough to celebrate. Oof, even if it's just the fact that you are still trying, that you are still here, Pharmacy, that you have not decided to check out of this life. That is reason enough to celebrate. The more that you tap into your gratitude and appreciation, the sooner you will see things moving more quickly in your desired direction. Feel the music of life and dance a little. You're on your way, and you always have been. Then 32, growth. You are growing to trust yourself more. You're becoming more aware of your intuitive feelings and guidance. By allowing yourself the time and flexibility to acknowledge and honor these feelings, you are supporting yourself in having the most fulfilling life possible. Stopping to ask yourself how you feel about something as opposed to what you think about something. Yeah, and I think you say you have Gemini placement, so that's something that we be doing. Can make all the difference. Sometimes what feels right may not be the next logical step, but inevitably it will be what is for your highest good. And may your highest good come quickly, come swiftly. I mean, it's already here. It's already moving in your favor. Things are already moving in your favor. So, what I see here in the cards are a couple things. And so I want to start with the beginning and move to, let's say, maybe the past, the present, the future of things. So here we have the Nine of Swords, which depicts someone who is worrying, spends their days and their nights consumed by the thoughts in their mind. And that feels like a past-ish, present-ish. There are some things that have been worrying you, and so much of it is are things that are like not in your control, or the things that are in your control, you're doing them to the best of your ability. And it's hard to imagine that that is enough. But Spirit is saying that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. And anybody or anything that would make you feel like it's what you're doing is not enough is actually not someone to have close to you. Or again, maybe they are giving you information so you understand who they are and their belief in you, right? But it's not something to consume because you are doing enough. Some emotional clarity is coming for you as well. There's just a lot of like, it feels like a lot of just churning energy around you. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I like see a figure in the middle and it's like energy churning around them, like instability. But the clarity and the stillness is coming. And it's coming in an emotional sense. So even if the physical things around you are still spinning, right? There's a sense of clarity and a sense of purpose here within you. but it truly comes with the belief that you are enough and that you're doing enough. And this yeah, like this clarity, this knowledge, this understanding of yourself, right? It brings you actually closer to like the 6 of Wands is a card that talks about victory. And it's a card that talks about kind of after you fought the battle of the 5 of Wands, right? You kind of move and you celebrate. And so for you right now, the celebration is that you are still trying, that you are still here, that despite what you have heard or seen, despite what you might have consumed, the things that folks have said about you to try to define you for yourself, you are still here, you're still trying. And that is something to celebrate in community with folks who want to celebrate that with you. But this sense of instability that kind of encircles and surrounds, mm, my prayer is that that stillness comes in a way that is undeniably divine, ancestral. That stability comes and that it moves you closer to the alignment, right, with your highest self, with your highest spirit. And I know, I feel it though. I feel it like in my back, like it's coming. Ah, and I'm happy that was helpful to hear. Yeah. No, you're doing enough. Like, I don't know. When people say you're not doing enough, I always be like, well, what the I don't know. Do we need to take an account? Do we need to put a ledger out? Oh, your lower back is killing me. Well, yeah, I feel heat in my back. So may healing come to your back too. Or as they used to do in my church, they lay the hands, they cast the demons out. I'm just kidding. Whenever you say you had back pain, it was like, oh, that is the perfect time to demonstrate the power, the quote unquote, the power of the Lord. That's what they said. They said the demons were causing the pain in the church that I grew up in. I don't know if anybody else had that experience, but that's definitely what they were saying to me. Okay, I think it's my last one. I think I have gotten everybody. So, ex situationship. Ooh, look, my ex situationship. I talked about that on the podcast, but yeah, yeah, it's nothing like a situationship to show you who the fuck you are. That's all I got to say about that. Nothing like it to remind you of who you are and who you ain't. Oh, sevens and Cheyennes? No, I did not see sevens and Cheyennes. Thank you. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. So, kiss my Azzy. I love you. Of course. I love you. I don't know if you're still here, but I love you. You'll hear this in the playback. Okay. Oh, oh, thanks, Woo. I love you too. I miss you too. I was about to call you today. I'm gonna call you tomorrow though. Uh, mm, hmm, hmm. Uh, my sweet sister. Spirit says there's nothing for you back there. There's nothing for you back there. You can look, but you were pretty thorough the first time. And this is in multiple situations, not just romantically. You were very thorough the first time. There's nothing for you back there. Everything that's for you is ahead of you. Hmm. And looking back won't turn you into a pillar of salt, but it won't place you in the position to see what's in front of you either. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So we have the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords here. The Three of Swords is a card that talks about heartbreak. People play with you too much. People play with you too much. They see the strength, they see the power, they see the way in which you move through obstacles, you move through the world, and even if you think they're not observing, they see because you can't be who you are and have what you have without having the strength and the power that you have. That strength and that power is one of the many gifts or two of the many gifts that you have. The way in which you choose to love, sometimes without abandon, you choose to jump in to love, which is why you don't play, right? You don't give it too easily because when you jump in, you're in it. That is a gift. It is not a curse. You are not cursed because you choose to love, but you are definitely one of those people that if somebody stays around and they mistreat you and you allow them to stay in your life, yeah, they get cursed. They get cursed. You have a male ancestor on your dad's side, and yeah, he thinks that you are so precious. Like when you were born, he smiled upon you and called you his baby girl. He thinks that you are so precious. He be the one that be trying to move obstacles out your way. And though you don't need no help guarding your heart, he does take it upon himself to do a little bit of it too. And so I think for the things that you desire, you might ask your ancestors, that one in particular, to open the gates so that the love that you desire in all its forms comes. Cause you got some guardian people that's like, oh no, mm-mm, not our baby, not our baby girl, not the one who will take our lineage where we've never been before. Mm. Like the accolades, the power, the ascension is only the smallest bits of evidence of the power that you have. Mm. No one changes the world like you do. No one has the power, the purpose, and the ability to change the world as you do. But somewhere along the way, you have learned to be afraid of yourself. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more. Mm. I have some affirmations for you. This one says, have the audacity. When you think about the journey of your ancestors and all they went through, the joy, the pain, the tears, and laughter to place you in the position you are now, understand that the torch has been passed to you. You must have the audacity to try something new every day to carry your generation and bloodline forward. The audacity to love, the audacity to succeed, and not just to succeed by other standards, but by your own. You have ancestral support to do any and everything that you want to do. They are begging you, tell us what you want. This patriarch, tell us what you want. You have ancestors who are willing to go to the ends of the earth to find what you want. You have spirits that have mown down enemies for you. People who you and I both know can no longer be reached on the phone because of the things that they have done for you or to you. Can't find them in this plane. You think you think they playing about you. Ain't nobody playing about you. Sorry, I just had to put the car down for that one. The audacity to start over again and again. The audacity to reach new heights. Muster up the audacity today to milk the endless possibilities of your life and pay homage to your ancestors. And the quote here is, I'm inspired by my ancestors and look forward to carrying the torch. I deserve. Sometimes practicing self love can feel like an obligation, especially when you are just beginning your journey. Instead of framing your self love ritual as something you have to do, shift your language to, quote, I deserve. I deserve to feel good. I deserve deep breaths and relaxation. I deserve the love that I've given to others. On it's coming to you, sister. Ooh. This love is coming to you. I feel it. Ooh, but you gotta ask for what you want. Write two things you deserve in each of the following categories: mental health, physical health, emotional health, financial health, and relationship health. And the affirmation is, I deserve the truest and purest form of my love. Ooh, okay. Ah, oh, we thank all the powers that be, all the spirits that be, for the purest and truest form of Azzy's love coming back to her. We thank you for the gates being open. We thank you that love Love enters and stays. We thank you for all the ways that joy enters and stays. We decree and declare that this new beginning be sweet. Ashe. Oh, I love you. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying because this, I want to know who your ancestor is. Yeah, we gonna talk because he not playing. 7, 7. I don't know if you're manifesting something right now. Um, in I'm hearing like in regards to your career and in regards to your bag, manifesting or calling forth a new job, uh, a new something that's in alignment with your desires and with your wishes, right? Something that you don't. It's like something about like str- something about struggle here and like being like, if y'all don't stop with this fucking struggle, I'm about to stop. Um, and yeah, are you asking for what you want? I guess that's the question for tonight. Like, are you asking for what you want? Because it's here. Like, here we have the star card with the two of pentacles. So yeah, the bag is here. It's a matter of making a choice, right? And you are someone that because usually when the Queen of Swords comes up, I'm like, it's aspirational, but for you, it's like the energy that you embody. You are not someone to really get entangled in drama, but people be bringing you they mess and they struggle, and you just be like, wait a minute, girl, I just came to work. I didn't come here to do whatever you got going on. Um, and you move with a lot of strategy. You move with a lot of strategy. And that's admirable. Cause honey, the Gemini in me, I be a little chaotic sometimes. So I can always admire when someone has some strategy to the way they move. Um but yeah, you have such strong ancestral support, strong spiritual support to get this new thing. Even if you wanted to like start your own business, I'm hearing that too. I don't know if that's something, not everybody's entrepreneurial, but if you wanted to, you could do it. And you don't need nobody's permission to do it. All you need is just to go to one of them websites and set you up a little whatever, LLC, whatever you want to call it. Do your research and you can do it. You have so many talents too. So yeah, you just have a lot of talents, a lot of resources, and a lot of like support. So if you've been feeling like you've been walking in the wilderness, that's let me be a voice to help you say you are not in the wilderness. You are just on the path to where you need to be. But yeah, let's see. I want to pull a blessing for you. Oh, you're a Gemini sun and rising? Oh, how beautiful. The gems, we got to stick together because the world hates us, but they really need to be. I'm just kidding. I was going to name the the zodiac sign I think people really need to hate, but I'm going to save that for the blogs. So I have two blessings for you. Two blessings. The first one is the blessing of faith. The universe is testing you. Will you be faithful and true to yourself? Be courageous. for you are supported by a divine ocean of love. You are gifted at this time with the blessing of a strong faith that will see you through the present challenges. And the second one says blessing without borders. In essence, we are living energy flowing through the ocean of human consciousness, spiritual beings moving through cycles of life, birth, death, and rebirth. We are all interconnected and in communion with each other, no matter how much physical space appears to separate us. Feel the blessed presence of someone you love this moment in your heart. Okay, that one was sweet. That was sweet. Also, if you do like a businessy thing or you do it like I don't know if you have recently had someone in your family passed on that was close to you or there's like yeah, like someone who like within the last year or so, I would say. But yeah, I would think about the things that you did with oh, in 2022? Oh, a photographer? Oh, okay, your grandmother passed. Yeah. There was like something about like if you decide to do a business, like naming that business with some connection with that person. So I don't know if there's like a name, phrase, a thing that you all used to share that means a lot to you, but bless your new creation with this loving ancestral energy. You're so welcome. And then Cheyenne. Do, 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 do. Cheyenne. Oh, Cheyenne. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but there's like a lot of fun. There's something very fun I'm feeling about this love. So I don't know if you're already in one and it feels fun, or if you're not in one and it doesn't feel fun, then oh, fun is coming. Um, and it may be in the form of the person that you're currently with, or it might come in a break. But yes, fun is coming. I don't know if that's what you've been calling for, but yeah, some a little fun, some a little, yeah. And not necessarily forever. It's not giving lifetime, but it's definitely giving good time. Like something to shake up that power in your pelvis. If you get my drift. Let's see. Okay, I'm not picking that up. But it is a Six of Swords. Six of Swords is on the floor. And it fell face up, so it wanted to be seen. Yeah. 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 Okay. So we have the Six of Swords, which is on the floor, which is a card that talks about journeys, talks about kind of shifts, transitions, and change. We have the Fool card, which is the first card in the tarot, which talks about journeys, shifts, changes, new beginnings. We have the Ace of Wands, which is another card that talks about new beginnings, newness, new fire, new power. The wands is connected to fire, which is connected to action in the tarot. And then we have the Page of Swords, which also talks about a kind of like fun, mm, sometimes new, sometimes immature energy. And when the swords is about the mind, it's about the word, right? And then we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, Cheyenne, I don't know what it is that you have been calling for, sometimes yearning for. but there is a new beginning that awaits you, particularly romantically. And it might be, I don't know if you into younger people, but it might be someone who is slightly younger than you. This person brings a kind of like whole new world energy. They bring some passion, they bring some light, some levity for you. Um, and I don't know uh which team you batting for, if you batting for all the teams, none of the teams, etc. Um, but what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is that this connection is meant to inspire you. Like it's meant to actually bring forth something else creatively for you, but also bring you into a space where you feel more emotional balance. You feel more emotional fulfillment. And yeah, but it's definitely not giving long time energy. It's giving good time. It's giving good time, not a long time. So I don't know if you're already in it with somebody or not, but what I do know for sure, and I will say this, is that um, if a connection does not feel good, where you find yourself kind of trying to rationalize it to make it feel good, you have to question it, you have to rearrange some things or contort some things to make it feel good, it's not for you. Get out now. Get out now. Leave. Mm-mm. Don't even try to collect $200. Don't even go to the coffee shop on a coffee date. If it feel off for any reason, you don't like the way the person smacked their teeth, mm, get out. Because what is divinely and ancestrally coming to you, you won't have a doubt about. You won't have a single doubt about. Or the doubt might be, this feel a little too good to be true. You mean you really trying to do all the things I like? You really trying to do this? You really trying to do that? Yeah, yeah. There's poison in the dating pool, but maybe this bit of it is waitable. Um, and enjoy it. Because the thing that you experience in that connection is going to, yeah, it's going to bring forth something like creatively for you. Like it's going to be a creative kind of fertile ground in that sense. Um, and I don't know if you want children, desire children, um, but that could also be a possibility with this person. I'm gonna pull an affirmation for you. Just one. This one. Mm. Depend on yourself. Can you depend on you? Test yourself with small gestures and acts of care. Can you depend on yourself to wake up on time? Depend on yourself to eat the foods you would offer to your ancestors. Can you depend on yourself to depend on yourself? Begin to prime yourself to be there for you in the most gentle and loving ways possible. Treat yourself like a best friend would. No judgment, just love. And the affirmation is I can depend on me. Okay. Well, that's all I got for y'all. Thanks for hanging. This has been so fun. The next one will be most likely in February because I have 50 million things I have to do next month. Um, but this has been such a pleasure and a joy. And I will be posting more information if you are want to have a live reading or just like a personal one. I'll post more information about that. That'll open up in January. I'm also doing in the new year have been pushed foot on neck to do just group energy healing circles. And so if you know through your own divinatory and or just intuitive practices that this year might be a year where you need some communal energetic support, I will be holding monthly energy healing circles and yeah, I will maybe see y'all there, and they'll be donation based too, because I feel like those should be accessible to people given the times that we're moving into. So yeah, just be on the lookout for more information. And if you're curious about what the energy healing is, it's similar to Reiki, but there's additional kind of black slash African aspects of it as well. So yeah. All right, y'all. I will see y'all on the internet somewhere. But yeah, talk soon. Bye.